Well, folks, I figured I'd get on here. I didn't want to be the crazy that jumps on here immediately and has to be the first to say, President Trump was shot. I didn't want to be that person. I'm not that person. I'll let things calm down a little bit. But what I gotta say is this. Now, I didn't follow everything. I saw what happened, and I heard somebody say the shooter is down as they had him on the ground behind the podium. I heard that. So, that I did know. But, the other thing's this. I haven't been flipping around and paying attention to all this and that stuff. Secret Service did a fine job. They're going to do a few things different. Yeah, they will. They need to. I'm not going to get into all that right now. No reason to. Got everybody else out there doing it for you. All these so-called experts. But what I will say is, I haven't been paying attention to it much. All I know is what they said, he's fine, and so on and so forth, which is good. I'm glad God protected him. And I hope he is 100% fine. We need to pray for him. And we need to pray for that shooter's family, too. Because they had some psychotic, crazy person in the family that did the unthinkable. And now they're going to get run through the mud. Because of some crazy. Anyhow, what I was going to say with this is this. It's been a few hours now. Now, you know darn well they got him right to a hospital like bam now. He got in now. He didn't have to wait. I mean, they did the x-rays, did the MRIs, they did this thing they called people in left and right. I mean, he had all this medical attention in probably within an hour and a half tops. They've done what they were going to do. If it was a flesh wound. Now, I don't know what's been said. I don't pay attention to the news because these people want to get out here and be the first to get things wrong. But if they haven't said yet, and Trump, knowing Donald Trump, he'd be calling a press conference so you get her to be out here and show him I'm okay. Man, he'd stand in front of a camera and say, listen, folks, I'm all right, blah, 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 and everything. And God bless him. But what I was going to say is this. They haven't done that yet. It's a little more serious than they're probably telling you. Now, you take a 22. It's hard to say what it was because, you don't get the percussion. You don't get the echo. There's a lot of things you don't get through audio. But you figure it was a 22. At any distance, it starts losing velocity. It's a light bullet. The penetration isn't as good. And hopefully he's got a thick skull. What I'm saying is it could have hit the skull, cracked it. Hopefully, by God, it didn't. And hopefully it didn't penetrate anything. Because in a situation like he was at, he had a lot of adrenaline pumping and so on and so forth. Just like when that crazy shot Reagan. It was a lot more serious than they thought. They got him in the car and he had pain, and then they saw the air bubbling with blood out of the chest, out of the lung. Then they're like, holy shit, we gotta get this guy ASAP. And they did. And he made a full recovery, thank God. So, something like that could be going on here. But you keep praying for him. What that man's been through, no one should ever have to go through that. That tells you a lot. And there's no excuse for it whatsoever. But I just want to get on there and give you my take on this. And like I said, if you haven't heard anything by now, of course they're going to say he's okay, blah, blah, blah. But I pray to God he is. I hope they're just being super precautious about everything and not releasing stuff, and he's sitting back and resting, getting his wits about him, the whole 9 yards. I hope it's not more serious than that. But it's been a few hours and he hasn't been out there. Probably is. So, y'all take care. And hopefully this all plays out in a good, positive way with God's glory prevails in his will.